Okay, we're going to continue on our third video for the anglerfish. This is a copy and tinker of the original by Bits and Bolts. So shout out to them for the excellent model that we're working with or starting with here to kind of get ours going. So the next thing that we want to do is we're going to put teeth in for this animal, and so for this anglerfish. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to go back in, create another object. And we're gonna, we don't want our anglerfish to gum us to death. We want them to look awesome. So we're gonna have to add in, what do we want to do here? So we're gonna rename this. We'll call this teeth. We know that we've got teeth for this guy. And so the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add in our teeth. And so we're gonna go back here and look at our shapes and see what are the things that we see that look very teeth-like. And so I can go with a pyramid. They give me a super pointy. I'm gonna go with this, the paraboloid. So we're gonna do that as our tooth. So then what we can do here is we're gonna change this. You're gonna change what the size of your teeth are that you want them to be. Make it a smaller tooth because it's got to fit into his mouth. So we'll change that radius. I'm gonna change the height of it as well. We don't want his teeth to stick up too far. We'll keep the sides at 24. And so then the next thing that we're going to do is, if we're going to go through here, we're going to move this. Let's move this so we can see where we're at right off the bat. So I'm going to move this just right out of the gate so that I can see where it's going to be. Let's move it X 20 and see where that's going to put us here. So we're going to have this sped up. We're going to speed this through, builds our fish. There it is. So we got that tooth. That tooth is right there, but you'll notice the way that it's shaped, that's not. So we're going to have to move this some more. So we're going to play around with the moving of our tooth. So we'll change the Y as well. Let's move the Y as well. And run that again and see what we've got here with our, there it is. So we got that over onto the right side of his tooth there. We're going to rotate this just a little bit so that we can get this, because it's tooth, see how it's sitting there just straight up? That doesn't look like it's fitting into his mouth here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a rotate. And I'm going to rotate this on its y-axis. We're going to rotate it 45 degrees. We'll see what that gives to us here. There we go. So we got the tooth there. And I'm going to sink this. I'm going to bring this, I'm going to bring it down just a little bit. -2. Let's see what that does for us. There you go. So that's got it on the bottom in his mouth there. So that's going to be a good spot for that tooth, right? So now if we've got that tooth, what we can do, again, to make this super easy, so we've got that tooth where it is, what we're going to do is we're going to do the copy. So we're going to drop the copy in here, and what that's going to make us an exact copy. So it's going to put it in the exact same spot. It's going to give us everything exactly where it's at. So I hit play. Check this out. So now I've got it. And now underneath, there's another one that's exactly like it, right? And so then all I need to do is figure out where I want to move that. So I'm going to go across my y-axis here. So I'm just going to drop a move in, and I'm going to do my y-axis. Now remember, we're going the opposite directions. We're going to make this a negative number. So we're going to make this a -20. See what that does for us. Keep it exactly where it's at. And there it is. I've got my second tooth there. So then I've got both of my teeth there. I'm going to put it over just a little bit further. So we'll go -22 to put it a little further, give us a little more mouth space for our teeth. And so now that we've copied that tooth, we're going to add in another one, and those look good. Those are some good looking teeth for the bottom. So what we can do here is we've got that at the exact. We're going to drop in another one that we're going to do here. So go back to our shapes here. Drop in another paraboloid. I like we'll change keeping the radius at that 1. These are going to be smaller teeth that are going to be inside of there. So we'll change the height of these to 5. So these are going to be just a little bit smaller teeth, right? And so what we're also going to do is we're going to scale these down even just a little bit more to make these a little bit smaller teeth here. So we're going to put this in here. I'm going to do a move block real fast so I can see where this new tooth is going to be. And we're going to move this on our x-axis here. Let's move it 24 so we can see it up at the front here. So we got it. And there's our tooth, and it's a little smaller, but it's a little flatter. It just doesn't quite look right. So let's do this. We're gonna scale this down a little bit. So we're gonna rotate it because we want to rotate it as well. We're gonna rotate it along the y-axis again, that 45 degrees, so that we can see what we've got here. And then I'm also gonna scale it. We're gonna scale this down to make it so that it's a smaller, smaller object. So we're going to go 0.8 for my y. We'll just do it all the way around. So we'll make it 0.8 the size of what the original was. So let's see what we got here. So we're going to redo that. Look at it here. Look at that. See how now it's in the spot. It's a little smaller. We got our X close. We got to move it just a little bit more. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to go down to this one. I'll move my Y. Let's move it 4. And let's see where that puts it for us. Let's move our Y for the 4. Well, there it is. But it's right on top of my other tooth. So I don't want to have them have the two teeth on top of there. So we're going to bring this down. Let's bring it down -7 and see where that's going to put for us. And well, that looks pretty good. I got some good space, some separation. It's still in his mouth. You can see it. I like it. So then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to copy this tooth. We're going to copy it. We're going to drop another move block in here so that we can move it. Right? And then let's see here. We're going to try to move that one on our Y. So we're going to go a negative number here. Let's do -8. And let's see where that puts that copied tooth. So we've got there we go. Those bottom teeth are a little close together. I got a bit of a gap here on this one. So I'm going to do -9. See what we got here. Put that in there. There it is. That's pretty good gapping of my teeth. And so if you want your teeth to be a little spaced out a little bit better, or maybe you want to put more teeth in, you can scale them down or get them. But those are some good bottom choppers, right? And so now we got to put some top teeth in. So we're going to do our top teeth. We're going to put shape in here for the top tooth. And go back to my paraboloid. Here it is. And we're going to drop these top teeth in here again. We'll make these, we'll put some of these teeth in here on the top, and then we'll make them the same size as these teeth here. So we'll just rotate them the other way. So we'll go back to what we had. So the radius would be 1. Our height is going to be 5, right? And so we're going to put those in there. We're going to do our scale again. So what if I want to, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. So I'm going to do a Control-C because a lot of these we're going to change again. Control-V. So I'm going to do my scale to the 0.8, 0.8. I'm going to take out this copy here, though. I'm not going to copy it just yet. So take that out of here. We're going to have to move it. So we're going to move it on our x-axis. Our x-axis, we're moving that there. That's at 24 is what we're doing. So everything else, we're moving it forward on that 24 axis. All right, we're going to get rid of that one. And we need to, actually, we don't need that one there. And then we're going to see where we're at here. So let's hit play, put our tooth in there. Oh, there we go. We're getting close. Oh, I got to rotate it. So we're going to bring in our rotate. We're going to rotate it on its y-axis. And when we're going to rotate this, we're going to go 135 degrees. Let's see what that does for us. So that's going to give us, there it is. Look at that. Okay, but look, see how I got the gap here. So my gap is not, if you look at this on the side, I can't have my tooth just floating in there, right? So I gotta change my Y and my Z on this one. So we are going to, let's go in here. Let's change my Z by 6 to move it up some. Let's see what that does for us in our Z axis. And all right, there it is. I got one tooth right in the middle. So we're going to move that over just a little bit. So we're going to move it over 4. Let's see what we got here. See where that puts it on the face of him. There it is. That looks like it's pretty well. And if I look at my other tooth down here lined up, so it's at 4, so that's at 4. So there it is. So those, my teeth are lined up for the top. It's connected. Looks good. So now what we're going to do, now we drop in that copy again. Remember, guys? So we're going to drop that copy in. So we're copying that tooth. Then we're going to drop in a move block. And we are just going to move that Y. And if we want to keep it the same, so we look back here at our other, we did that -9. So I'm going to make this Y -9 as well. And that should line my two teeth up right on top of each other. So we've got them here, and there we go. So this is going to be our finished anglerfish. And so we have got everything together, and this is going to be your finished anglerfish. And again, shout out to Bits and Bolts with the original anglerfish, which we've used and changed up a little bit to make our anglerfish here today. If you have questions, reach out to me through Google Classroom. And then last thing that you guys will do is share this as a animated GIF. Make sure you get that turned in.